Enemy Intel is brought to you by Rothman Institute at Jefferson, the official orthopedic and healthcare partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
This Monday night, the Eagles get their first division rematch of the season. It's the Washington Redskins, a team the Eagles beat Week 1 on the road. Now, we're going to really fine focus here and talk about a player that has really hurt the Eagles defense over the last couple of years, and that's Chris Thompson, the running back for the Redskins. Now, Thompson, a week ago, he actually started at running back for the Redskins with Rob Kelly out. Where he really excels, however, is as a receiver in the passing game, and he can line up all over the formation. Where he's really effective is in the screen game, and they run a multiple screen game. So you can see him lined up in the backfield, and you can see him split out running what are essentially wide receiver screens. Now, we're going to start with a play from last week against the 49ers where he was in the backfield, and they're going to throw a little quick screen to him to the left. Now, this is really nice because we see Thompson here showing his athleticism, his quickness. He makes the first defender miss, and then he gets a number of blockers out in front of him, including Brandon Sheriff, and the athleticism of Sheriff in the open field making blocks is outstanding for the Redskins in their screen game. And this turns out to be a big gain because of the blocking downfield, particularly Sheriff. This is what Thompson can do in the open field. Now let's take a look at another screen, also from last week's game. Now what the Redskins do here is they add a little orbit motion to the screen. And what that does, it impacts second-level defenders. The two stacked linebackers for the 49ers end up going with the motion. But again, now it's a screen to the right. You get Sheriff out in front again with a really good block. Another explosive pass play of 20-plus yards. Now again, I mentioned that he can also be split out. This is from earlier this season against the Raiders, and this is really special. You're going to see what's essentially a wide receiver screen to the left side of the formation. Thompson takes the throw from Kirk Cousins, and again, feel like we're mentioning that name a lot, but keep your eye on Brandon Sheriff here. This is absolutely remarkable. The way, a good 20 to 30 yards down the field, he goes and blocks Carl Joseph, a safety. That is sensational. But again, this turns into a 70-plus yard completion for Chris Thompson. Chris Thompson, over the years, has really hurt the Eagles. They really need to find focus on him, particularly on third down. He is most dangerous out of 11 personnel.
All right, Ike Reese, you really got to watch out for a guy that has hurt the Eagles, especially the last two games. Chris Thompson has a touchdown of 25 yards or more each of the last two games. What did the Eagles have to look out for specifically? How do they use him?
Well, he's one of their better threats on the offensive side of the ball. They lost a couple key guys in Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson. So the offense doesn't run as smoothly as it did last year. But this guy has been their best running back and their best wide receiver this year. Now you watch this, they're gonna run a toss crack here. And as I look at the pre-snap alignment, we're already at a disadvantage. Too easy to be blocked there, too easy to be blocked there. And if you're gonna get a motion from Deshaun Jackson coming here, it's gonna freeze this guy and freeze our guys up here a little bit. And when they're running the toss crack, that's what they want on offense. They just want to get leverage on you. You see, as soon as the ball is snapped, they have guys outside. We got one guy basically to take on Trent Williams there. That's not an even matchup. And you're going to see the Redskins able to walk in basically for a game-winning touchdown last year here at the Link. This guy in the open field, one of the best running backs in football, whether you give it to him screens, whether you give it to him on a toss, or he's a receiver coming out of the backfield, we got to be prepared for it. Now, I see this play against the Carolina Panthers, and I'm saying to myself, because we've seen this play before, just watch the reaction of those guys up front. They know that this toss crack is a possible play here. Malcolm Jenkins does a great job of getting outside. If you bring it back a little bit, you watch how Nigel Bradham does a nice job of making sure that he gets to the outside. You get penetration up front here. And this is how you defend the toss crack. You got to get penetration, get proper leverage outside, and then you got to swarm to the football. You see how many green helmets are back there? With a guy like Chris Thompson, that's exactly what you're going to have to do. Difficult to tackle one-on-one in the open field. You're going to have to swarm him.
Yeah, you talked about it. Chris Thompson over 15 yards after the catch, that yak. And actually, the Eagles are worst in the NFL, giving up the most yak. So is it on the linebackers a lot with that?
Well, it starts with those guys up front, but really cornerbacks have to be a part of it. The D linemen have to run to the ball. But most importantly, you have to trust your leverage in the defense and play to that leverage. In other words, if you're the inside guy with outside help, push the running back to your outside help. Don't let him get inside your leverage, and that way you'll keep the big plays down.